Welcome to the next episode of the eCom Growth Show. I'm your host, Danan Coleman, founder of eCom Triage, co-founder of Catalog Defender, and I have a years-long friend of mine that is completely different than most of the people that I've had on the podcast so far. This is Lorand Fabian. He is in supplement and beauty manufacturing, so that's a big topic, arguably two of the most profitable sections to sell on Amazon, but
That's
also
right.
the most competitive. So, Lorand, welcome to the eCom Growth Show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. And it's a pleasure to have this conversation with you. Hopefully, at the end of this conversation, we'll have a lot of different types of values that we can provide to your listeners.
Yeah, definitely. So, Lorand, would you just give us a little bit of your history and why you were an expert in what you are?
Sure. So I got involved with supplements and cosmetics. First of all, supplements where I started roughly over 20 years ago.
Mm.
And then life took me around the world. And yeah, and I ended, before I knew it, I was making medicated skincare on the other side of the globe for a very large company. I'm not going to name its name here, but so I got hands-on experience with it, and then I came back in the U.S. again, and then I found myself in China and exporting supplements from China, straight from the manufacturer. So, having been around the whole industry and having been around the regulatory requirements and having been around sourcing and everything in between from the ingredient, manufacturing, the selling of it, the providing a solution to a problem, to getting feedback from the consumers, I have lived this in many different forms, either me doing it, helping someone, or even just experiencing for my own clients that I manage today.
Yeah, awesome. So, if I heard that correctly, you have a small amount of experience in the space.
Yes. And the reason I'd like to share this, right, is because it is such a niche industry. And specifically for Amazon sellers, right, or e-com sellers, in today's climate or environment, having a local, and I mean American manufacture products for you at the profitable and at a rate where you are able to scale, not having the headache or not having the thought that perhaps that supply chain from China or India or from ever these products might be coming in from would disappear or would be challenging or not having product.
Or
That is a
suddenly cost triple.
yeah, right. Tariffs haven't even dropped that, you know.
Yeah.
But having that ability to go visit with the plant, right?
Mhm.
Meet the people that make your product and discuss it, inspect it, ask for documents, see what's going on. I believe it's such a opportunity that knowing that you are providing a product into the marketplace, that you have full confidence that it is exactly what that was meant to do. It's clean, it's audited, that it isn't something that you've never seen. Now, some sellers I know they don't want to see anything; they just want to see the paperwork, and that's fine because the vendor just ships it into Amazon, and I don't want to see any of it. But when you're gonna have products that you're gonna put on your skin or you're gonna consume, you want to have the peace of mind that no one's gonna be actually writing in or calling or having the headache. Like, look, I'm in the hospital or whatever, right? That
Absolutely.
is a very ugly scenario.
Yes.
So, yeah, this is kind of the new niche. Like having local manufacturers is becoming more and more of a thing. Just like we've went to China 20 years ago, right? Or we went to India or went to the Philippines to bring product back into the marketplace. It's now coming back and it's becoming more and more realistic that we
Yeah.
can make this work.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that. So we've been selling a supplement on Amazon for over a decade now. And
Wow.
it is manufactured in America. And
Yeah.
all the machinery that makes the pills, that fills the cartridges, that injects the oil into the thingy, it's all done right here in America. And I would never I would like, we've been selling this supplement for over a decade. You know, this is a supplement that I personally take. I would never sell a supplement made anywhere else that I could not. Well, I'm not saying that you couldn't make a supplement in China and have a superior product. It's certainly possible. But
Yeah.
given my experience, my personal experience with manufacturers in China across all different types of manufacturing products,
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
just,
you just wouldn't want to risk that. That is correct.
no.
And,
Yeah.
you wanna get the feedback as well from the consumers. Now, if you're
Yes,
gonna
yes.
look at if you're gonna look at your what we call letter vitamins, right? Like the single letter vitamins, and
Mhm.
you look at, for example, Walmart or Target, they import all those in from China,
Yep,
but you know what you're getting, right?
yep.
And even that at that level, which you cannot compete, and that is completely out of this conversation as an ecom, I would always say to people, do not get involved in anything that it is a letter vitamin. You have to have your own type of a deal because
Mhm.
then it's your own formula, your own solution to an existing problem. Like, let's face it, even though we're not making any claims, it is for a specific purpose or for a general purpose that people would want to take that supplement. However, a lot of the retailers are bringing it in from China, and even that is changing because there is this thing in the back of your mind is like, well, has it been inspected, right? Like this house that I'm sitting in right now, it gets inspected by 7 different outfits, if I'm not mistaken. I get state of Florida, I get the health department, FDA, I get USDA, I get QAI, GMP. I think it's Intertech who's doing the GMP now.
Are you saying you're inspected by letter agencies?
Absolutely. The federal three-letter agencies? Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
tell you, sometimes they're actually living down here the road. I mean, they have a big office just on Almerton. And,
Mhm. Yeah.
these guys are going to lunch and says, "Oh, let me see what these guys are up to. Let me pay a visit," right?
Yeah. Well, cool. Lorand, I have 5 questions pre-prepared for you, so we're gonna dive straight into that. Number 1 is this: what mistakes do supplement brands make that kill them in their first year?
Not calculating that they are gonna have a massive overhead in terms of marketing budget. And you can have the greatest product, but if you don't have the proper estimation of effort, what it takes to get out of obscurity, you're gonna have this problem.
Yep.
And I
I've
see it because
experienced that myself.
yeah, right. And so I tend to have this conversation with new brands whereby they have to have like a, come to Jesus moment. Like, look,
Mhm.
how far are we going to be going with this before we can no longer make sense of it? Because you see, the biggest problem a new brand has is, again, as I mentioned, that one keyword, obscurity. Nobody knows about it,
Yeah.
right?
Wait,
So,
nobody knows obscurity, or
well, nobody knows the
obscurity
brand.
is nobody
Yeah,
knows?
nobody knows the brand, right? So
Yeah.
if nobody knows the brand, they're not going to buy it, right? And so it becomes, even in the marketplace, in an e-commerce platform, it becomes a choice of what is it that the buyer going to pick? A brand that they've seen, they know, has got good reviews, or someone that is completely unknown. And to get yourself out there, it'll cost you some energy. It's going to cost you
Yeah.
time, money. I mean, you can go down the list, but that is one of the predominant, like I kind of have this concept where I tell people like the infant brand mortality rate in this industry is very high
Mhm.
because this one simple element is so underestimated. And
Mhm.
when people tell me, "Well, I'm just going to out PPC myself on Amazon," that's a dream at best.
Yeah. I
That's
agree.
at
I
best.
actually met a woman. It was not yesterday, it was the day before yesterday. I was at a summit called Amplify. It's like a, what's it called? Shark Tank. People that were on Shark Tank and got funded and stuff like that. And
Love it.
so she's got a supplement brand, and Amazon kept losing all her inventory. And so she went, "Screw this. I'm not even gonna do it on Amazon." And she's built a brand on Shopify
Nice.
by herself, where she's doing a little over 400K a year. I'm like, "That's pretty good."
Brilliant. You
Yeah.
keep most of the money anyhow, right?
Yes, exactly. By comparison, yes.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
she, yeah, so she built that around a community. She built a community for herself.
Brilliant.
So, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna jump into the next question here. How do you know a manufacturer actually knows their stuff and isn't just good at selling?
This is really where the visit comes in place. And I highly, 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 highly recommend everyone that's going to do business, especially in North America, right? Or if you are able to go and visit the facility and look, don't listen, look for yourself. Ask for paperwork. You as a client, you are totally, it's within your rights to ask for, hey, I want to see whether or not you've been audited. I want to see, how's this product being made, right? And any manufacturer that will deny you that, I would say walk away from it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, for sure.
right? And that is
Yeah.
true both in supplements and cosmetics. Now, why is supplements and cosmetics a little bit of a just a sidebar note here
Mhm.
is because the barrier to getting these products to market is just about the same. You see?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they're the 2 of the most profitable, yet
Mhm.
also expensive for advertising purposes, yet also competitive, areas, particularly on Amazon to get into, but really, I mean, just in general.
Yeah. And even with that you said, right? I would say any brand starting out, they have to have this mindset of multi-channel advertising. They have to have this mindset of multi-channel
Agreed.
promotions
Yep.
across social media. If they have, I mean, I even have clients that they go to the flea market, believe it or not.
Sure. I mean, I used to do, home and garden shows.
Yeah, very
You
profitable.
know? Yeah, and actually that was the majority of the brands that I sold on Amazon were founders that I met at those shows when I was selling products at those shows.
That is incredible. But you
Yeah,
see, this is exactly what we're talking about. Like, you have to have this creativity in you. Where are you going to be meeting your clients? Like, what do you have to do to get your name out in the marketplace? It's a very noisy, noisy, noisy place. And people don't necessarily remember it, but what do you have to do? So, there's the garden show, brilliant. There's the state fairs. I mean, I have one old guy goes out there and couple of pallets within 3 days. Or how long is the state fair, right? Like, why why do others don't do it? Pay
I know.
somebody. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, I agree. Alright, cool, let's go into question number 3. What are the real costs that blindside a startup when starting out with private label? We already named one of them, which is not having
Yeah,
an ample advertising budget. What else?
correct. So,
Mhm,
inventory, specifically if you're going to play the game of ecom, because you have these ebbs and flows, and you have these peaks that you can't necessarily predict.
mhm,
All right. Like, I have one client here, we're making him tallow on a regular Thursday. It was a Thursday about a couple of months ago. Regular, not even, now this was, let me see, this was just before early November. No prime yet, right? No,
mhm.
nothing, just like starting out.
Yeah,
They moved 13,000 units on a regular Thursday. 13,000 units is about 5 skids.
wow.
We just delivered to the guy about half a trailer. And he calls me, hey, I'm running out of product. Black Friday's around the corner, Christmas. Like, I got
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Wow.
So was he banking on that? No, we delivered for him his Q4. So
Mhm.
this is what I'm saying, like, not being able to have that capability or ability to grab funds and get emergency stock, that's another one because you lost everything. You lose ranking, you lose, momentum.
Yeah, that's definitely so there's 2 things in launching a brand that I see a lot of people make a mistake on. Number 1 would be not having enough cash for advertising. The second would be not having enough cash in addition to inventory, but to be able to reorder before they have made their money back on their first order.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's another line of thinking that people need to understand when they're launching and they're starting out fresh. They should not have any expectations that they're going to make any money first year.
Yes. Yeah.
You might have a
Yeah,
product
this
that's going to be absolutely amazing, right? And then maybe you start being in the black by month 6, 7, 8. That is phenomenal.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. No profit. Yeah, don't expect to live off of your brand in month 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Forget it.
12. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I
So
fully
that's
agree with
another
that.
thing. Like there's a life cycle. And the life cycle, it follows it, and it's everybody's going to go through those life cycles.
Mhm.
Like there, unless you're piggybacking yourself onto something already established and has already gone through that life cycle.
Which is exactly what I do. That is the brand that I sell on Amazon. I don't even pay for advertising. So my situation's super unique, but
Yes,
it's feasible.
it is visible.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, question number 4 here is it worth paying extra for my own formula, or should I just use the manufacturer's existing formulation?
It's a good question. And this is some of the things where we're starting out brands or even brands that already have a line of product, but then trying to add a next one. They're kind of competing, or they're kind of like they're having this thought like, what do I do or what should I do? And there's really no very, very good answer. You have to take this and apply it to your own situation. Because if you're starting out, I would tell you go with something is already in the marketplace and you know it works, right? R&D can take a year. And I will very quickly break it down for you. Like, let's say you're making a serum, right? An emulsion, just out of,
Can you
you know.
define emulsion for us?
So it's oil and water
Mhm.
together.
Okay.
And then you have to have something in between that's the emulsifier that's going to make this
Hold them
into
together.
almost, yeah,
Yeah.
correct. One product. So without getting into all the technicalities and
Yes.
terms and stuff, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Which you can do when someone calls you.
yes. I like to keep it plain English.
Yes.
But the reality of it is that a chemist will put things in that particular formula and they have an idea how that would work, right?
Yeah, but they have
Of,
to
of
test.
precedence. But you have to test. There is at minimum you want to do what's called a PT test, which is a preservative efficacy test, making sure that this product is not going to grow mold, is not going to actually have all kinds of bacteria in it because you never really know. So that alone is about 5 weeks. Then the stability, making sure that you're not going to send 10,000 units to Amazon to then 2 months later find out that thing fell apart and separated.
Yeah.
Imagine the fiasco. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah. I have worked with a number of clients. I actually still have a number of clients that they sell gummies,
Hmm.
and every year they have a problem. It showed up as a blob, you know. Even Haribo gummy bears, probably the biggest gummy bear manufacturer on the planet.
I've
They
seen them, by
have
the way. I've visited their factory in Denmark.
oh, really? Oh, how
Uh-huh.
did it smell?
I mean, it's like candy factory.
Yeah.
Haribo is it's a candy. I mean, they make so many
Yeah.
things, right?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
even with gummies, this is really where people don't necessarily understand how that is with gummies specifically. You have to have your own kitchen in-house. And then you
Mhm.
have to figure out what is going to be the medium that's going to be suspending that particular actual
Supplement.
active ingredient in it, the
Yeah.
sugars, right?
Yeah.
Then you have to cook it, then you have to cool it, then you have to put a pectin on it. Maybe you do starches, the powders, make sure it's not going to stick together, the blob thing. There is so much to it. Now, if you're going to R&D all that, you're looking at months, tweaking small things here and there, right? I would say don't do it. Now, if you already have maybe a dozen gummies in the marketplace, and now you say, great, I'm already selling, I'm in the money, I'm looking down the line, what do I need to do? Yeah, make your own formula. That's kind of like, yeah, sure, figure out, maybe you come up with something great. And here's the other thing, you never really know what you have to use to specifically make that very, very unique gummy. Because it's not like, oh, I'm just going to put it in this particular starch and it's going to be all good. No, it, it doesn't work. It's just like cooking in the kitchen. You can't just put everything together and give it the steer and you call it a product. It doesn't work
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, or just go, "You know what? I'm gonna add vitamin B," and now it tastes like a 9-volt battery, you know?
Correct. Yes. And then you have the stability part of it. This is also people don't think about it. Like what happens to that specific gummy in 6 months? Is it going to be in the bottom of the of your jar or whatever is being packaged in as a blob that you get to like knife it out of there?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah, me too. I've seen it
And
too.
yeah, I mean, this particular industry now that we're talking about gummies, it's been hijacked by China, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of companies would be just bringing them in drums and liners and drums, and then dump it in a hopper here, and then bottle it, and oh, it's made in USA. And so many of these gummies just on the voyage between China and the US, right? They got cooked, got frozen, got cooked, right? Because you're on the ocean.
Yeah.
You can only tolerate so much of it. So when it gets over here, you can't use it because it's a blob.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I know that heat and cold causes products to operate much like a battery. There's degradation over time. Or oil in your car with use, warming up, flowing, cooling down. It basically just its properties eliminate or degrade by attrition, you know?
That is right.
Yeah.
And that also, just this, a piece of information for those that are looking at getting into the supplements space.
Mhm.
When you say on your label, and the FDA started getting a little more antsy about these things, and there's more controls, and there's a lot more establishment in this regard, especially in Florida. Is that when you say that you're going to have 100 or 1,000 milligrams of certain type of ingredient
Whatever.
in that,
Yep.
and then you say my thing is 2 years is going to be good in 2 years, you have to be able to measure that at the end of that 2 year period.
Mhm. Yeah,
You
of
see?
course.
If
Yeah.
you're not able to do that, or it's gonna be less because of degradation, now you have an issue that you gotta address.
Yes,
So
for
most,
sure.
like, "Oh, yeah, we're just gonna pick this up, and it's gonna have so much vitamin C and so much, B complex and whatnot." It's not really like that, right? Like, this is really where I say to people, "Go talk to your manufacturer. If you want your own formula, yes, you can do it, but you have to think with the fact that it's gonna take time. If
Yep.
you wanna get to
Yep.
market right away, get something that already works. You don't have to reinvent the wheel."
Cool.
You know what I mean? Start
Yeah.
working in marketing, start getting your name out there. You already know you have a product that people love and it's sold on so many other, names. Great.
Mhm.
You just move it along. And then at some point, now you're going to bring in your own.
I like it. All right, so I've got my last question for you. If my competitors are selling the same product, which is what you just suggested we do, how can I stand out?
Now, here's the other thing, marketing. You have to get an angle because if you're going to sell the same thing, you have to be able to present it in a different light. Specifically with supplements and cosmetics. If you are able to get a face to that brand, you are already halfway there. If your face to the brand is a professional, is even better. If it's an influencer, even better, right?
Yep.
I'm working
Yep.
with an influencer now. Is one of the largest dental influencers on YouTube. He's got like 30 million followers, and he's just bringing in his own. We're making him his own
Products.
toothpaste,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
well, he's already pre-selling it. And here's what will happen. We don't even have the product, but people are already asking for it.
Yeah.
They's gonna be able, you're gonna be able to buy that. That thing's gonna sell out,
Yep.
right?
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
this is
That.
a very, very good strategy to tell people: work with influencers, work
Yes.
with people that get attention,
Yep.
right?
I agree.
Yeah, because it is, you're gonna do with PPC, and we both know that. And the way the Amazon algorithm works, there's only so much meat left on that bone. So, it's like you have to outcreate that situation.
Yeah. Well, Lorand, I want to say thank you for coming on to the podcast. We're going to
Pleasure,
be
man. Thank
wrapping it
you.
up here, but your company is IngredientSage.com.
Yes. And
How yeah, go ahead. Tell us how people would find you. Also, where are you located? Because you said make stuff in America. I
that's
suspect
right.
you're there.
Yes. So I'm in Tampa Bay. We make all of our products in Tampa Bay. There's several different facilities that we work with. My main thing, what I do is I try to educate people before they get involved and embarked on this journey. I also have a book that I wrote, which is a sort of a guide map. It's not this. It's a lot in here for now, but you can find me at ingredientsage.com. You can look me up. I'm on many, many different social media channels. I create content. I'm in Costco's. I go to different supermarkets. I read labels. I educate people on labels
Love it.
so that
Yeah.
if you and here's the line of thinking with that, right? If we collectively can create an environment whereby the buyer and the consumer puts pressure on the manufacturer and on the brands to bring proper and more cleaner products to the marketplace, everybody's going to be winning. If consumers would know what they are consuming, then they would put their money towards a better product. And then will force the manufacturers, they will force the Costco's, they'll force all these different retailers to rethink their strategy and get a better option onto the marketplace.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
love
what
it.
I do.
Cool. Well, anyone that's interested in going into supplements, I've known Lorand for must be 5+ years now,
Yes, at
and
least.
I personally trust him. So
Thank you.
that's like I don't make that claim often. I will say, yes, I know these people do this thing, but I personally trust Lorand. So and I've actually worked with him before, as a matter of fact,
We
on
have.
supplements. So if you want to reach out to him, you can email info@ingredientsage.com, or reach out to him online. Lorand, thank you very much for imparting some wisdom when it comes to supplements and beauty, and I will see you later.
Thank you so much for having me, and you have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thanks, you too. See ya.